Today's video, we're going to talk about exactly how to lower your cost per click. So instead of paying 20 bucks, you're now paying 4 bucks for a click. And there's really that much of a disparity between what you're paying potentially now and what you could pay if you just knew the information I'm providing to you and actually, of course, act on it. But I will give you the exact information, so it's not a secret at all. Anybody, and I do mean anybody, including you, can get your cost per click cut into 20% of what you're paying now if you just follow these instructions. This information will tell you why you're paying too much right now, and there's a 99% chance that you are paying too much. It all comes down to these two main concepts, these key things that Google wants from you and wants from everybody who is in your market trying to gun for the customers you're gunning for right now. And if you do it better than they are right now, that is your competitors also trying to bid for the same searches and same keywords as you are right now, you'll end up with the $4 cost per click instead of the $20 cost per click. And it's that simple. Google wants to give you the $4 per click. Question is, are you going to give Google what they want in order to get the $4 click from them? And it comes down to helping their users. You scratch Google's back, they scratch yours. It's that simple. So getting into the content here, Google has changed massively over the last 10 years in terms of what you have to pay to get a click on Google. Used to be very straightforward. Here's what you pay per click. They gave you that data right in the Google keyword tool, their keyword tool / estimator. They told you what you were paying for a click. You could do a lot of estimation as to how profitable running ads in a certain niche might be, or just running an ad campaign on Google for your business. So with that said, it's not that way at all anymore. It's an algorithmically driven system that determines, that is, an algorithm determines what you're paying per click, whether you're paying that 20 bucks per click or $4 per click for the same exact person. What you pay on that end of the range or system comes down to you and your ability to deliver what Google and their users exactly want. So you have to earn a profitable cost per click, because the chances are if you're paying that 20 bucks and your competitor's paying the 4 bucks, the one doing it better than everybody else in your market, your ads are not profitable, his are. So this is like literally make or break, whether you make money on Google Ads or you don't. And a common misconception I see all the time people making, because I run an advertising firm, people come to me and they say, I want to be this guy. He's making it work. And I tell them, that guy's probably not even making money. Just because you see his ads running all the time doesn't mean he's making a profit after expenses. Whether he makes a profit after expenses comes down to a lot of other things. Namely, are they going to give Google the two things that they want here? So you can Google's still at a foundation level a bidding system. The more you spend, the more likely you are to show at the top. The problem is the cost that you're going to have to pay per click to get to the top of Google if you do a piss poor job helping their users out in terms of click-through rates and conversion rates on the traffic you're buying from them will be so high that effectively the ads won't be profitable even if you have all the other foundation stuff right, such as answering the leads on time, having a good salesperson handling the leads, or if you're talking about e-commerce, you're getting the most you can out of a customer, that kind of thing. So, and with that, you start out with 2 strikes against you with Google right from the get-go. A lot of people want to make Google Ads work, and as a side, 90% of people who try Google Ads don't make it work. Why? Because they want it to work right now. They want it right now, and if they don't get it right now, they don't want it at all. Which really I love, because when I'm in the market doing it, I don't have to worry about much competition, because they are not going to wait to get the return, or they just don't know they have to wait. If it were that easy to start up an ad and 2 seconds later be profitable, your competition would have already been doing it. Everybody knows what Google Ads is. Everybody has enough money to start up Google Ads. People who make it understand they have to optimize their ads for Google's users, for Google to give them a cost per click low enough to make the whole system affordable and work. And because, though, the reason why I bring up this 90% rule is with everybody coming to the table expecting to get rich and then say Google's a scam when they don't get rich instantly, not understanding that everybody wants to get rich and there has to be some differentiator that decides who wins and who loses here. They're in it for 3 months or 6 months and then ultimately they're not rich, so they say Google doesn't work, piss on Google, they pull out. And because most people have this childish mentality, I'll call it, yes, childish, anything that's easy in life is not going to be worth anything. You're going to make millions of dollars with ads, you're not going to get it easy, period. They're going to go in, they're going to do this, Google's going to know there's a 90% chance you're going to do this as well, so you're going to pay a ton per click. They're going to try to get that money from you as quick as they can while you're still there. I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality. However, if you get to the other side where you've proven to Google you're not like the other 90% of the douchebags that come to Google and expect to get rich instantly with little work and little time, they will give you a great cost per click. But you're coming with 2 strikes against you because most people are going to come in expecting the world for no work and little money and little time to be put in to get the millions out of Google Ads that it can deliver in a majority of markets out there if you could just crack the system, if you will. So you're starting out paying a ton per click. Therefore, your ads are not going to be profitable, even if you got the rest of your business set up right. So where does it become profitable? Well, if you do all the things right, including have an ad click-through rate that beats your competition, have a conversion rate that beats your competition from the clicks you get, Google will start to notice this as you are paying for clicks, and then eventually your cost per click will come down because it has to. And instead of paying that $20 per click, you're paying $4 per click. So you have to start out with an unprofitable cost per click that Google tries juicing you for at the beginning to earn your way into the low cost per click. And until you get the low cost per click, you could expect to not basically make money or very little profit at the very least. You usually can break even maybe after a few months, but the really good money comes in year plus down the road when Google really, really, really knows you're the top dog in this market. You've came to the market, you've showed everybody who's boss, and now they're going to give you the super good rates on a click because you earned it. To demonstrate this concept, I drew this little diagram. If you go into Google Keyword Tool and you type in your keywords, they tell you what the high range of what you have to bid to be on the first page of Google and the low range. That high range is what you're going to be paying starting out, which is 5 times higher than what you're going to pay later on. The low range is which they show on that Google Keyword Tool as well. Once you've had enough time for Google's system/algorithm to realize your ads perform better than your competition. And there's, of course, 4 ads at the top of Google. There's really 10 people in competitive markets cycling in and out of these spots. And Google is just trying to figure out which ads have the highest click-through rate, which ads have the highest conversion rate. Because if people that come to Google, including you, come to Google and they routinely find an ad that's relevant to what you're looking for, you click it, you convert on the site into a lead or a sale, you're a happy user of Google. You'll want to click on ads in the future now, or more likely to, versus if you had a piss poor experience and Google just let the ad space be up to whoever has the most money. In the future, people would not click on ads anymore and they would kick themselves in the ass just doing that, which is why they have the system set up the way that they do. So the simple 2 things you need to know is, how, out of the people that are showing up at the top of Google now, how do I have a higher click-through rate than them? If you're talking about PMAX/shopping ads, it's the same thing, by the way. How do I have a higher click-through rate than them, and how do I have a better conversion rate than them? Because if you can do that, I guarantee you that low range of the bid estimate that's on Google Keyword Tool for your market will be what you pay And if you're on the high end of the range and you're doing worse than all the rest of the competitors, you'll pay that or more. It's actually worse. I've seen sometimes where you have to pay 10 times or 15 times as much for a click if you really, really, really screw up. Like what people will do is they'll have the landing page, and I get to see this because we had a in-ground pool builder who had an okay website, and then they wanted to switch their website. They think that this website building shit is just simple and anybody can do it, and then they have their uncle do it, and then they launch the website, and I tell them right away that this website here is nowhere near as good as your website you had before. It's not going to convert because they've got their ego and all this money wrapped up into their investment of getting that website out. They're going to damn well stick with that new website. And I don't think I know what I'm talking about. I only managed hundreds and hundreds of accounts and saw what makes a good website versus a poor website, but they don't listen. And then I get to see their cost per click skyrocketing as soon as the algorithm, because it goes in both directions. You can have a good cost per click, and then once they find out more and more and more through having more and more click data that you have a shitty conversion rate, your cost per click will keep going higher. And it'll start out at $10. Now you're paying 60. Just because they couldn't damage their pride or the ego that their website was dog shit. They had to ask, why am I not getting leads? Why isn't the leads as good as what they were before? Then you tell them, then they don't listen. And then eventually, when they're faced with either bankruptcy or listening, then they change their mind. And then they understand this is a concept. You can't fight the system. You either have to go with the system or don't do it at all. You may not like it. You may not want Google's leads. That's fine. Or customers. That's fine. Your competitors will get them. The one that can do the click-through rate and conversion rate, at least in the top 20 percentile of your space, they're going to make the millions and you're not. I'd rather do what it takes and be Google's bitch, if you will, than let my competitors have all those customers. So anyway, going back to the diagram here, what you'll start out with, there's always this process of going through and having Google system figure out what it is that you have. Do you have a poor click-through rate? Are you kind of in the middle of the pack? Do you have a good conversion rate? Are you in the top of the pack, middle of the pack, lower of the pack, bottom of the pack there? And so if this is 0 months here, this is a time scale, you're starting out here, and then this is after you're running your ads for 6 months, here's after running your ads for 12 months, and then so on and so forth, you will pay that $20 a click here, and then if you're 6 months in, you'll pay, basically 3x, or if you will, if you want to say instead of $20 a click, you'll be at about $13 a click. Then after 12 months, instead of paying $13 a click, now you're down to paying $10 a click, and the longer you go, the lower the cost per click. And you'll hit a bottom somewhere, but you generally won't hit that bottom until you're in year 1 plus, because it takes so many clicks on each individual keyword for Google to really recognize this across the board and give you the rock bottom cost per click you deserve. So it's not a matter of if you will get a low cost per click if you do a really good job getting the best ad in your niche and the best landing page in your niche, or best site if you're talking about e-commerce. But it's a matter of just when. How long is it going to take for Google's algorithm to figure it out across the board, across your account, across all your ads and more each keyword, that you have better numbers, better metrics than your competition, and then you'll have that rock bottom cost per click. So if you want a lower cost per click, invest in a better ad, which a better ad can simply just be better structured. I'll talk about that in just a second. And a better site that converts better. A lot of people think their sites are better than they are. Unless your site was made by a conversion rate expert, website is probably not that good. Probably doesn't convert that well. People don't want to hire a conversion rate expert because they're just drawing pictures. Oh, they're making a website. They're just they're drawing stuff. No, these are done by people that are user psychology experts who understand how usability, how people interact with websites, and so forth. And they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, the good ones. You may not want to pay it, but instead of paying $4, you're going to pay $10 a click for that, not wanting to pay it forever. So you're going to pay an extra $50,000 to Google per year because you don't want to pay this guy that shouldn't get paid more than you. But the reality is there's talent so rare that they should be paid more than you. They literally make money out of nothing. So invest in a better website or invest in better ads. You can get a higher click-through rate than your competition. The average click-through rate is around 4%. You can get 10 plus consistently simply by using something called single keyword ad groups, like I do on every single campaign I run. So if they type in, I want brown shoes with black polka dots, I'm not going to do what everybody else tries to do, which is to say, we sell brown shoes here, check out our collection. No, that's not what you want when you search on Google. So why are you giving them that? They want to know that you sell brown shoes with black polka dots. That's it. It's really that simple. If you deliver that experience for the user by giving them the exact thing that they were looking for on your ad and then handpick a page on your site that has relevant products, like on an e-commerce site, I'll type in that keyword into the search bar and have a search results page that's dedicated to that, and then make sure when they click on that ad, it goes to that page. Or if we're talking about lead generation, you have a page that's made just for that exact term. You do that, that's what the user wants. Fundamentally, what they type in is what they want to see on the ad, and what they click on once they click on the ad, what they clicked on, they want to see that right away when they get to the page. And you can do that better than your competition. You don't have to be an ad writing expert, I promise you. You still have to understand how to make website design that converts, usability based design. But you can find those. Most people go wrong because they think websites should be cheap, because they're just designing stuff. The average person that goes to design school, they don't know jack shit about making a website that converts. Just because a website looks nice doesn't mean it converts. People have to find that out usually the hard way. So anyway, that's in a nutshell why you're overpaying for a click most likely. Maybe you already have the best ad with the best click-through rate in your market and the best conversion rate, but obviously chances are no, especially if you were attracted to this video. So, like I said at the start of the video, it's up to you whether you are going to pay less for a click indefinitely moving forward or not. I talked about search ads mainly in this video. This applies also, like I said earlier, to shopping/PMAX campaigns. If you're talking about PMAX to run shopping placements specifically, in that case, it's the same concepts. You got to get a better click-through rate and a better conversion rate. You do that, your cost per click comes down a lot. On shopping, what you do is you run a secondary product feed in Google Merchant Center and you test a different image. If your product has a white background behind it now, test having it sitting on a picnic table or with an active background, or vice versa. And you get through that image a higher click-through rate, higher than your competition. Or maybe you take the product and you rotate it. When you take the product, you add a drop shadow. There's all kinds of things you can do there, and I've got a video dedicated to this on this channel if you want to know what to do there, but it's the same idea. How can I get the click-through rate up? And in that case, with the secondary product feeds, you don't have to change your site. You can have, and you don't have to change your product feed per se. You can have your products feed into your Google Merchant account as is. You add a secondary feed that will override that feed, so it'll show a different image in replacement of the image that's already on your product feed, so that your primary site doesn't have to change when you're trying to figure out the perfect image that gets the click-through rate that beats your competition, so you pay way less per click. So it's the same thing. And then of course on conversion rate, you just got to understand how to make a website that converts well. And so people ask all the time, well, how good does my website need to be, if you will? Your website needs to be as good as your leading competitor's website is. If you're trying to, and the more competitive the niche, the more you're going to have to spend to make that website convert well. If you're in a space where you can make $10 million a year, you're not going to get by spending 20 grand on your website. It's going to be 6 figures. If you can't afford that, you're better off shutting down your business and going into a niche where you can have the best website, making the money from that, and then start going after where you can make the 10 million per year, and you can invest 100 grand plus into that website. So you have the best website in the niche. Because once you have the best website, it's literally Easy. Google wants to promote you. They want to give you the best traffic on top of the cheapest cost per click they can possibly charge you. They're going to give you the most clicks. It's literally just having the wind at your back. And your website grows like crazy. Every month you're 10-20% higher in sales than the previous month. 5 years from now you're doing 10 times more business than you were before, just simply because you had the conversion rate better than your competition. You could scale your ads. So, wrap it up with that. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. If you have any questions about anything I covered today, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you have any ad-related question, feel free to ask. I love to be able to give back to my viewers of this channel just as a thank you for watching my channel. As a side, if you love my channel here, you should not only subscribe, but you should also check out my other work on my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, as well as the column that I write over at entrepreneur.com. Both of which have my written work, and if you love my videos, you'll love my written work even more. It's even better, actually, so you should check it out as well. As a side, if you are looking for an ad manager just to help you get these results on your ads that you're looking for, this is exactly what I do as my sole job. And we guarantee results for our clients in that if we can't get you more sales results on your campaigns up front before you pay, then there is no fee. We're the only agency that is out there currently doing anything like that. The only catch is you got to have something we can really know we can get results with, which that's what you would want to hear anyway from somebody that you were going to hire. That is, can you actually get results? Will you put your money where your mouth is? We do here. So if you want to see if we can work together, reach out to my firm at guaranteedppc.com. Be more than happy to give you an analysis to see where things can go and what it looks like we can do to bring your sales up at your company through your ads, running ads on Google, Facebook, or what have you. Beyond that, as a side, if you don't want to necessarily work with an ad agency like a lot of people don't, if we worked in your market before, you should simply take what we know about your industry already and apply it to your campaigns. That is, we sell different ad templates that work for different industries. If we've worked for a plumber before in market A, you're in market B geographically, you should just take what we built up in that space already and apply it to your account. The ads, campaigns, landing pages, everything. And we can tell you what results you can get with it before you ever used it because we are already using it in that market. We've worked in 100+ markets at this particular point in time, of which we probably worked as closely in your market before. So at the very least, you should check with us and find out if we have that for your market. We sell it for a one-time fee. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to us at guaranteedppc.com and we'll let you know what we have and what results we have. We also got people using these templates to start other businesses, e-com businesses, whatever. So that's also an opportunity available to you. But I'll wrap everything up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was very useful to you. And I hope to see you in my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.